guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video I am gonna be doing this makeup look that I have honestly been obsessed with. It's been a couple months that I've just been doing this makeup look. I will switch the eyeshadow, the shimmer, a little now and then, but for the most part this is one that like I have just been loving so much, and I just feel like it's perfect for the holidays coming up. I just think it's so pretty, and it doesn't have like hardcore glitter to where you're gonna look like super dramatic, but it does have that pretty shimmer that you want for the holidays. I'm not wearing any liner today. It's mostly the voluminousness of these lashes. These lashes are so pretty. I feel like they really put the look together. So if there's anything that I feel like you need, is definitely the lashes. But other than that, I'm gonna get on with this video. If y'all want to see how I got my makeup done today, then please keep watching. Okay, so I already primed my eyelids. I used the e.l.f. Camouflage Concealer in the shade Medium Sand. I realized after trying the hydrating one that this one is pretty drying under my eyes. It's a little too matte. I do still use it, just only for my eyelids, because I do feel like it has amazing coverage and I love that it's really matte. So I still use it for that. Then I'm gonna be taking, I also did my eyebrows, but don't mind those. I hate doing my brows, you guys, but hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna take my Hoola bronzer. This is pretty beat up by now. I've hit pan a while back and it's still going strong. I'm gonna take my Sigma E40 blending brush. Yeah, you can't even see the letters. I've had this brush for way too long. But we're gonna dip in here, and I'm gonna use this as my transition shade. Just because it's a neutral shade, like I don't want anything too warm and I don't want anything too cool toned, and I feel like this is honestly more on the neutral side. So that's why we're using this. You don't have to use this bronzer. This is just what I have here. You can take the e.l.f. bronzer from, the bronzer from e.l.f. in the Sunkissed shade. I freaking love that bronzer so much. I recommend that one if you don't have this one. I've used that one before as well with this look. I'm telling you, it just depends on what I have in my reach, and this is what I have in my reach because I used it yesterday. So we're just popping that on, simple as that, blowing it out. So then we are going to be taking the Shade and Light palette, well, eye palette from Kat Von D. I am not gonna lie, when it first came out I used the F out of it and then I kind of forgot about it, but you guys, I whipped it back out and I have been so in love with it. It's funny because you think for fall I'd be using a lot of warm shades, but actually let me just, here, I'm gonna use this shade right here, and I'm gonna add a little bit of warmth with this shade right here, and we're gonna pop this in the inner part of the eye, in the crease as well. As I was saying, you think I'd use more warm shades right now because it's fall time, but I feel like I use warm shades all the time, period. Like fall or not, I use them all the time. So I was kind of over it for a minute. And I whipped out this palette and I was like, oh my gosh, I forgot how good this palette is. Like, if you want a cooler palette, this is a really good one. Anywho, we're just popping those two shades in here. I'm going to take the Morphe M514 and we're going to take this shade and this shade. And the reason I'm not saying these shade names is because they are pretty hard to say. I don't know how to say half of them and I don't want to butcher them, so we're just going to point at them and show y'all, right? And this is a really nice little brush. It gets in the crease really good. So that's why we're just popping this on here with this brush, because it literally gets right into the crease. And it does the job. It doesn't go too high up or anything. It doesn't cover up all the other eyeshadows. Anyway, I just wanted to do more of a makeup tutorial first. I didn't want to take too long with it. But there's just so much to talk about. So much. So I'm not going to say I'm going to do it in my next video, because I'm not going to promise anything anymore. But that's what I want to do for my next video. I'm not going to say it, but I'm going to say it. We're just going to blend all that together with my transition shades. So after that, I'm going to take my NYX Glitter Primer. I've had this for way too long. It's probably expired, I ain't gonna lie, but it's just glitter glue, so that's why I don't care. But it's because, like, I literally use the tiniest amount every single time. So it has lasted me forever. Ever since back in my channel I started talking about it, it's still been the same one. I've never repurchased this. I'm taking my finger, and if you have nails, long nails, you're gonna want to use a brush, obviously. But this is the beauty of having small nails, because you literally can just apply any eyeshadow really close to the inner corner. And then I'm gonna take the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in the shade A Little Quirky. I hadn't used these in a while, and I popped them back out because I wanted something shimmery and, you know, a little extra. I'm just gonna pop this right there. Oh my gosh, look at that. It's like so festive, you know, the holidays are coming, and this is the type of look that I love to do. Just look at that, so pretty. The glitter glue, it doesn't really need it, but I just love using it with everything, any kind of shimmer, unless I'm just going for the super, super natural vibe, which I rarely do go for. But if I'm in a rush and that's what I'm going for, then I don't add the primer. But for the most part, I do, and it's just so pretty. Now let's say you want like extra intensity, I'll go in with one more little layer of the primer. I always call it a glue, but it's not a glue, it's a primer. I'll go in with another layer. And then it'll really intensify it even more. Once that is done, I'm gonna go back into the palette, and we're gonna take the same Crease shades. Oh, the AC stopped and it sounds extremely quiet now. I don't want to wake Miles up, so I'm like trying to whisper, girlfriend. I'm tiptoeing over him, because once he wakes up and I'm filming, there's no going back. Like, there's no finishing my video, because he'll just want to be all over my stuff. Anyway, we're just going over this and blending it, make sure it's nice and blendy. For my brow bone highlight, I'm gonna just, sorry, I'm switching to another palette. This is the Jaclyn Hill palette. You guys, I can't say it enough. If you need a palette just to use forever in your life, this is like the only palette you will ever need. If you're just that natural girl, but you like smokiness, natural, just, I don't know, pops of color, this is the palette. But I'm gonna use the highlight shades that I've been using forever. Ever since this palette came out, I cannot stop using this, and this for my brow bone highlight, and my inner corner highlight is just what I use every time. Unless I really am going for like a gold look or something like that, and I don't want anything more whitish, I use something else. But for the most part, this is always it. Like, ugh. Once you find something so good, why go back? Like, why use something else? You know what I mean? And this is one thing I carry this palette for everywhere, because I need them 2 highlight shades. And then just kind of blend over it, of course. So before I apply my lashes, I'm gonna take this smoky eye pen. I believe I got this in a BoxyCharm a while back. This is a brown shade. We're just gonna put this out here. Just kind of smoke it out. Just to add a little smokiness. But I don't want to use black because I feel like it's a little too harsh lately. So again, I'm just kind of taking my finger and smoking it out. You can use a little pencil brush, whatever you want. I'm just using this because honestly, it's just easier. You know what? I'm popping it in the inner corner as well, in the inner lash line. For lashes, I'm taking these Flutter lashes in the style Intoxicating. So I did curl my regular lashes, and I also added mascara. I just used the L'Oreal Voluminous one with the curved brush. I don't know if that makes a difference. It probably doesn't. It sounds very gimmicky, oh my god, gimmicky to me, but I got it anyway. You know, when people say that lashes don't really make a difference, Girl, you know you're lying to yourself. Because they make the whole difference, you guys. Like, look at this shit. Can't even make it up. It's just, it takes that eyeshadow look way to the next level. Now we're moving on to the face. I'm gonna take these hydrating booster drops from e.l.f. Don't ask me what they do, but hey. Ooh. Why did I think it was gonna be more of a like oil, but it's more of a gel actually. It kind of made my face a little tacky, which I'm not mad about. I like that lately because I love when my foundation looks a little more dewy. So love those. And then I'm gonna take the Master Prime Primer. This is the Blur and Illuminate one. I'm almost done using this because, I don't know, I've been loving it. It gives me a pretty glow. It has like a pink tint to it. But we're mostly gonna put it right here on the cheeks and the forehead. For foundation, I'm taking my L'Oreal Infallible 24 Fresh Wear Foundation. This is in the 470 Radiant Honey shade. I'm hoping that it's not too light. That's why I kind of stopped using it, because it was too light for me. But I've gotten lighter, that's for sure. Where's my, oh, there it is. There's my sponge, and, oh yes. We're just gonna pop this with my e.l.f. sponge. Oh, it actually looks pretty nice right now. Guys, y'all know I love this foundation so much. I was gonna use my Born This Way, but I didn't want to use anything high-end. I wanted to use more of a drugstore foundation because I feel like the drugstore has so many good ones nowadays that you really don't need like a high-end one. For concealer, I hate using two right now, but my favorite, the Hydrating Camo, they didn't have it in the shade that I normally get it. I believe the shade I normally get is light beige, but they didn't have it, so I got light peach, and it's a little too light, so I'm gonna mix it with my Morphe, what shade is this? C2.35, which is a little too dark for me. Works perfect, but if I could just pick one, I'd just use the e.l.f. hydrating one in the light beige shade instead. I just had to buy one period because I'm like, no, like I cannot live without this concealer. I'd rather get like a lighter one and mix it than not have it at all, you know what I mean? So, and one thing that I've been doing is just letting my concealer sit under my eyes for a little bit. I don't go ahead and just blend it right off the bat, because if you are looking for that extra coverage and just extra coverage, yeah, that's all I'm talking about, sorry, then you're gonna wanna do this, because if you go ahead and just start blending it right away, you're gonna take away a lot of the coverage, because the sponge is gonna easily soak it up because it's still fresh. The more you let it sit, the more it starts to dry out a little bit and your sponge won't soak up as much. That's what I was trying to say, sorry. Your girl wasn't making sense there for a minute. While I wait for it to sit under my eyes a little bit, I'm gonna do a little bit of cream contouring. I'm taking the makeup stick from Wet n Wild, and this is in the shade Call Me Maple. And we're just taking the Morphe G6. And we're gonna put this on the cheekbones. Guys, I love these sticks. I have recently fallen in love with them again. If y'all remember when these first came out, I used them all the time, and then I kind of stopped. Don't know why. You know, other new stuff comes out and you kind of forget. But these right here are ones you do not forget, because they're just so cheap. And they work so nice. I really want to try the KKW Beauty contour sticks. The last time I was going to buy some, my shade was sold out, which sucks. But I mostly wanted to try them to compare them to these, because honestly, like when I see those and I see these, they just seem so similar, you know what I mean? Like the way that they blend and apply and the way they look. Maybe the shades might be a little off, but these are so cheap. So worth it. Okay, so you see how fast that was? Like I didn't even have to fast forward this because it was literally that fast. Okay, now we're gonna start buffing this out with the beauty blend, not a beauty blender, e.l.f. sponge. Y'all see that coverage though? Like insane. I'm so used to always applying so much concealer And when I start blending it out, I'm like, damn, I do not need this much, because this method of like letting it sit, literally, like, you do not need that much. To set the under eye, I'm taking my Laura Mercier translucent powder. I recently purchased this, finally. Like, I've always wanted to purchase the big size. I've always gotten little ones, but I said, you know what? I'm just gonna go for it, because I feel like this powder is so amazing, and I see why girls till this day still rave about it and still use it, because it literally is so nice. The way that it just sits on your makeup makes you look so HD. I don't know. It doesn't give too much brightness, which I wish it did a little more. Like the CoverGirl powder that I use adds a lot of brightness, so that's why I love it. But this one to set is perfection. It doesn't look cakey, like it's just so pretty. So in my opinion, this is something that I will repurchase. It's like $40 almost with taxes, I'm sure. But it's just so nice. I can't even like deny it. Sometimes I'm in denial with things because I'm like, no, I'm just not gonna pay that much. And then this is something that I just can't deny it, you know? I'm gonna take the Jaclyn Hill brightening powder, luminous powder in the Brighten Up shade. And this is another thing that, oh my gosh, like I just love so much. Because again, I've been going for that dewy look for a while now. And what I like to just do is place it right here. More like on the top parts of my cheekbones. To add some dewiness, girl. And the forehead. And I just take a highlighting brush to do this. This is the Jeffree Star one. JS4. Then with my Morphe M581, we're gonna take Hoola bronzer and set that cream. This is another staple for me. Like if you are trying to buy a high-end bronzer and you don't know which one to get this one. Like I've gotten girls on this, like some of my friends on this, because it is just so nice. And I mean, come on, it's an OG and like every YouTuber still uses it. It's so nice. Then I'm gonna take my Park Ave Princess palette from Tarte. Oh my god, this is just gorgeous. And we're gonna take these two shades to highlight the under eye. Then for blush, we're taking the LMR Cosmetics little palette here, and I think I'm gonna take a little bit of Toasted, which is this shade right here. Then I'm gonna start doing the lower lashes. I'm gonna take the first shade right here and this one. And I'm not gonna go too dark with the lower lash. I kind of just wanna add a little something. That's pretty much it for the lower lash line. I used to be all about smoking it out like hardcore, but I don't know, lately I just love like the more natural look of it. I don't know, I've changed a little, guys. I've changed. I'm taking the two highlight shades from the Jaclyn Hill palette, and we're gonna highlight the inner corner. Oh yes, girl. They're just so intense and so pretty. And I'm also gonna take some of the ColourPop shadow and put it under the eye right here. Then taking the brown eyeliner, we're gonna put it in the waterline. Again, this is one thing that I've changed. Like, I used to always go for black in the lower lash line because I love that intense smoky look, but lately it's all about that brown, girl. We're just gonna blend it. For highlight, guys, I know this is a limited edition thing, and I don't know why, but I'm taking the Jaclyn Hill Flash palette, and I just love this so much. And when I'm going for more cool tone looks or like, you know, rosy looks, stuff like that, I love to take this palette. I don't know why she made these limited edition. I really don't, because they're just so gorgeous. I'm taking the shades Ice and Mesmerize. Just the glow that they give is so intense and so pretty. And we are coming to an end. I'm just taking my finger. Let me move this out a little bit. I'm gonna set my face using the Marble Badescu setting spray. I put it in here because the other bottle freaking sucks so much. I hate it actually. But this e.l.f. one is so nice. For the lips, I'm gonna take MAC Strip Down. For lipstick, I'm gonna take one of my favorite ColourPop liquid lipsticks. This is one that ever since I started using, I've repurchased. This is my third time repurchasing it, which is saying a lot for liquid lipstick, I feel, because who goes through a liquid lipstick that much? But it's just one of my favorites. It's so pretty. It reminds me so much of the Kylie Cosmetics Malibu shade, which I love as well. Alright guys, this is it for this makeup look. I'm telling y'all, if y'all do this makeup look, please tag me on Instagram, tag me on Facebook, wherever you come from, because I love it so much and I hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching. I love you guys so much and I will see you guys on my next one.